Welcome to part 1 of this Move and Recover series. We're going to start with foam rolling techniques for the hamstrings, your glute max, your glute med, the quad, and your calves. I'm only going to showcase one side of the body. It will be up to you to restart the video and do the other side. Let's get going. First, my left leg is extended and the foam roller is right underneath of what I like to call the thighs, that little space between your thigh and your ass, okay? My opposite leg is bent and just resting. The knee is on the ground. I start with flexing and pointing the foot. I'm really trying to stay mobile in the ankle joint there and use the entire leg, move from the hip all the way down to the toes to flex and point. Then I take a nice little point and start to bring my hands to the ground. Walk yourself forward as far as you can. You might not go this far. This will be up to your hamstring flexibility, okay? If it is in your practice, you can start to flex and kind of use your hands for some assistance here and get a deeper stretch down the back of the leg. And I'm windshield wipering still and falling forward. You can start to crawl yourself up slowly and return back to that starting position. Now we're going to transition into rolling out the glute max. Now this is mostly where I see people trying to use the foam roller, but it does take a little bit of personal research to find your sticky spot. It's the spot that makes you want to scream, curse, or cry. That's how I like to define it, which sounds crazy. However, that spot is usually what's most knotted up. You really want to dig into the fascia there and release it. So as you're rolling through the glute, some of us might have to shift a little to the left, windshield wiper the knees, and it's just a second, you'll see me cross my right leg over my left just so I can get a little deeper into my sticky spot. This is your golden rule, okay? You want to dig in there and loosen up those fibers. Make sure you're getting blood flow into all of these areas that might be tight, okay? So wiggle side to side, roll forward and back, and take the opportunity to get comfortable there. If you find your sticky spot and you're like, what do I do here? Hold, pause, take 3 deep breaths, and then continue to move. More than likely by then, your sticky spot will have shifted to somewhere else. I also kind of shift between my fingers facing back and my fingers facing front just to take some pressure off the wrist and also get a little bit of stretch there. You can even rotate your fingers to face out so that you move maybe even slightly side to side and get that extra wrist stretch. So take your time, do your research, and then let's move on to the quad. A little bit of a funky setup. You don't have to get in there super gracefully. But I rotate on that same leg to the side of the body. I'm crisscrossing the top leg over it, placing that foot on the ground. You don't have to be this pretzeled up. You can walk that top leg a little further out towards the knee. There are options here. You're still looking for that sticky spot. I personally also sometimes like to bend that bottom knee and just do a little rock right and left. Do your research, take your time, tune into your body and do what feels best for you. In this moment, I'm taking a bit of a pause and taking those deep breaths, but you can do what's best for you. And then we're going to roll over to a prone position. Now the roller should be far enough away from your right inner thigh and over to the left side of your pelvis so that you can bring that right leg down on the mat, hip turned out. And then you're going to start to roll forward and back from your forearms, moving that quad up and down on the roller. Once you find your sticky spot, you loosen that heel up on that left leg and start to bend and extend the left knee. This can get really gnarly. Use your breath. Try not to hold any tension in any part of the body. No tension. You want to keep yourself propped up so you're not arched in your low back too heavily. However, I don't want that left leg tense. Once you bend and extend the knee a few times, start to windshield wiper the left foot, right and left. And you're internally rotating from the hip socket and then externally rotating from the hip socket, side to side. I also like to extend and bend from the knee in my internal rotation. Okay? It can get, again, quite intense, but do your best. And if you're feeling good, you can go back to rolling forward and back and knead out all of those knots within the quad. Roll up to your psoas and then only down about 2 inches away from the knee. Then you can relax the hands down onto the mat, find an upper back extension, releasing the left leg to the ground. And for a nice transition, take a child's pose. From here, we're going to rotate to the left inner thigh. I'm turning myself around so that you can see where my body is positioned, but my left leg is going to be turned out, hip open, right leg extended straight back towards the back of the mat, and the roller is going to go long ways this time underneath of the left inner thigh. Again, a position that can get really gnarly. You'll lay your chest all the way down on the floor and rest your hands underneath of your head. From here, I start to roll side to side, right to left. And this kind of feels like a wagging of your tailbone. Once you find that sticky spot, you can start to extend and bend that left leg, reaching it out and in. And then the same thing, you can add the windshield wiper up and down with that left heel towards the ceiling and then towards the floor. Now, this is also a good marker of how open your hips are. How much range of motion can you get, especially in that internal rotation? So take inventory, and maybe throughout our 30-day challenge that this video in particular is currently a part of, you use this as an opportunity to revisit this particular exercise and stretch. And hopefully by the end of the 30 days, you've increased your range of motion. Keep giving this a go. And by any point, you can always pause the video and take some extra time. I return back to extending and bending straight out. And then pop up to the palms of your hands. We're going to try that upper back extension again, this time with the roller underneath the inner thigh. Lift the heart to the ceiling. I look right, look left. Do a little bit of a rotation in the spine for funsies. And then come on down. Another opportunity to child's pose as a transition. And let's move on to the next piece of the leg. Shake it out. Setting up for our calf now. I place the roller a little bit higher than my Achilles. Now, this might be a strength thing that can be complicated for a lot of people. So please be mindful. I am crisscrossing the legs and propping my butt up a few inches off the ground, using my hands, really pushing into my triceps and rolling my entire body weight forward and backward. You do not have to do this. This is an advanced option, mainly because I've got some nooks and crannies in that calf that I'm really trying to get out. Now, for some of you, you might just keep the legs down, booty down, and just fold forward over top of those crisscross legs and just let the roller do the work, digging into your calf muscle, okay? And again, a little bit of research for you to figure out, how high up does the roller need to go? Should I bring it down all the way to my Achilles? Should I go all the way up almost behind the knee? And once you found those sticky spots, you can hold and windshield wiper the entire leg, side to side, right and left. And I'm rotating right from the hip again, sitting up nice and tall. I prop myself up again, this time with some support. So this is a modified version with that right foot stamped into the ground and the left leg still on the roller. Just rolling forward and back, making sure I did not miss a single thing. Continue to move fluidly. And then we will begin to transition upwards a little bit more on the leg towards the back of the knee. This area can get quite tight for me personally. It sneaks up. It gets caught up in my hip and then down into the ankle. So really do your best to kind of bend and extend that left leg a little bit. I take my left hand to the inside of the foot and just rotate through the spine a few times, bend the knee and rotate again. This is where we will stop for today. Be sure to repeat this on the opposite side of the body and stay tuned for more.